418 the hill. Too much. Struggling with injury, trying to get back into your former shape and glory, trying to regain some of your previous performance. Well, join the club. My name's Ray Whitby, this is Aspiring Runners, and if you stick with me during these training episodes, you'll find out just how other people do suffer as well. Well, that wasn't for the faint-hearted. I've just started back on a 5k training program, trying to go for a sub 22 minute, and this is the very first day, so it's just a simple 5k run. Probably should have been somewhere around about 5 minutes, maybe 5.5 minutes per kilometre. I decided, no, let's forget that and see how hard I could push it, and came in at 23:25, and actually just feeling as though I've had far too many biscuits in the past week and a bit, going through some rehab as well. So this is patellofemoral pain, and I think that's actually brought on by a very tight IT band in my right hip, causing problems further down the leg, and that just means that it's been very, very slow. So I've been I think maybe 2 months break from running, and then trying a bit of cycling in between, some of those rest stops, and then getting into referral down to local hospital. They've got a musculoskeletal unit down there, and they've got some of their physiotherapists, keen runners as well. Trying to give me some rehab exercises, which I have been doing for the past couple of months. Had a touch bases with the physio a couple of weeks ago, so that was 5 weeks after doing the exercises, and yeah, we've gone from about 40% to about 70% confidence in my right knee. Just doesn't feel right still, quite stiff, quite achy. Thankfully not so painful anymore, so maybe something is working, but I think I've really got to focus on the IT band. So yeah, this is just part of the blog I'd hope to put up every so often. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but hey, this is me suffering, trying to get to the 5k sub 22 minute time with every effort that I can, plus also in every intention to bounce on to try and do a sub 20 minute this year. And it's just hoping and praying that somehow I can just get my body back into shape, but also get it healthy enough and fit enough and stable enough to be able to do that, because it's just not worth trying to hammer it and to have it all fall apart at the last minute. Really, there's no point in suffering and struggling and then having to spend 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, or even longer trying to go through even more physiotherapy. So yeah, just trying to take the time, see how it goes, and yeah, please do touch bases. I'll be posting as often as I can on this, but maybe I'll just collate a few of them together and post them weekly. Go along. All right, well, let's see how we fare. I just have no idea at the moment. Could be straightforward. I did go out for a 5k run yesterday and came in 23:25. So that's a minute 25 slower than my target time. I'm going to give myself at least 4 weeks. Really, it's to see, can my knee cope with the training? I just don't know. The training program, I'll put details in the description below. And yeah, this whole venture is really about trying to put together vlogs, virtual logs of the running and the training, and just to see how the progress goes, trying to deal with the injury that I've got. So that's patellofemoral syndrome, or pain syndrome, as opposed to the iliotibial band causing knee issues, or even shin splints, which do occur just below the knee. So yeah, it's one of 3 possibilities. Just trying to target what the physio has said. So we'll see how we go, and try not to overdo it, try not to explode, just to see if the body can take it and hopefully improve the balance in the system and get back to normal. So let's find out. Right, just trying to set the Garmin watch up. I've actually forgotten how to do it. I've got a work or a training program saved on the watch. Now I've just got to remember how to access it, and hopefully I'll get started. So as I say, I have done the dynamic warm-up before I left home. It was just a gentle walk down to the start line, and now just trying to get the legs activated a little bit to see how we get on. Oh, I think this is going to be hard work. I don't think the 4:23 is a major issue. I think the issue is really going to be about trying to run and vlog. So this is also a test for me, but it gives you a first-hand view of the pain that I could suffer, certainly if I get run over crossing the street. Right. Okay. So 1 kilometres. Oh. stretch the knees out, just make absolutely sure. I feel just a little bit twingy on the right side, not too achy, certainly not painful. Trying to listen to the advice of the physiotherapist is very much try and see how far you get. If there's any pain at all, doesn't matter the severity, you've got to start, but if it's slightly aching, then maybe you can push through it. So that's what I'm attempting to do, and that's not going to be easy. Right, so we've done the warm-up, got to click the button, and then got to hit it hard, 1k. The route itself, it isn't flat. There's quite a hill, but it's up and down, so it kind of evens itself out somewhat. But you'll pick that up on Strava later. Let's do this. Of course, the trick is to not start out too early, but I'm going up a hill, and hopefully Garmin will pick it up. And adjust the pace accordingly. So over the worst bit of the hill, in desired zone it says, thank you Garmin, running with the Garmin 935, very trusting, very useful, highly functional, in desired zone. So I really do love the technology for running. I just wish I was better to make more use of it, but I was very lucky to get it. Now putting it to some use at least. There we go. 4:10 for the first K. Well, so I should jog this recovery 90 seconds. Yeah, it's okay. Not going to try and cook it any harder than that. I will not survive this set. All right. 418, the hill, too much. Getting close, wanting to be sick. That is infuriating. Last year, I would run 22-minute 5Ks, almost without trying. No, that's not true. But certainly a lot fitter, a lot more training, certainly healthier as well. Crikey. I mean, even this jog in between is too much. So I can feel slight niggles in the hips now. For me, not too bad, thankfully. The hip actually feels on the inside as well. Like the groin muscle attachment there, which I thought was the issue. Too bossy. Maybe I shouldn't talk. I was trying to run. God, it's painful. Oh. No. 425. Probably would have got it had my other hand free, both of them free. Restricts it a bit on the running, but to be honest, that's too much at the moment. But yeah, these are my initial afterthoughts. The knee, not too bad. I suspect it's going to ache more tomorrow. Of course, go down and do a cool down for some static stretching, do the rehab workout tonight, and tomorrow I'll have to see. I'm sure it's had a 5k run at an easy pace, which I may be able to push myself to do, but there's just so much on at the moment with work, family life, try and do the YouTube channel, but many other things besides. And so welcome to day 3, week 1 of the sub 22-minute 5k training program whilst going through running rehab for patellofemoral pain. Today it's just a simple 5k route. Should be straightforward, at least what a difference a day makes. The sun is now out. At least it stopped raining. The wind, unfortunately, is still a bit high, which can make things a little bit more interesting. But because it's a slow go, probably about a 5-minute, 30-second per kilometre pace is what we're after. So it should be very gentle throughout. So yeah, let's get cracking with day 3. Just to say though that from yesterday, which was 3 by 1 kilometre at pace or just below the target pace, actually has left, again, slight niggle in the injury area, the right knee. It's difficult to define whether it's actually the ligaments, is it the muscle, or is it the joint itself. It's really hard to fathom where it is, which is part of the problem I've had with patellofemoral pain, is that it just seems to be a little bit localized or delocalized around the area, but it's very there, it's very persistent, but just not agonizing enough to stop. So it's just trying to at least keep the running form going today as best we can, just to get through the run with minimum impact as possible. Yeah, I certainly think that one of the problems of trying to film these types of runs is that with the stabilization stick and the setup I've got for the camera, feels very much like I'm a bit like the Statue of Liberty, holding out the camera thusly, which is great for short distance, but over 5k can really ache the system. It's really, really tough. Just my fan club. But some of the things I've got to look out for really are, it's the running gait, which is really critical at the moment. So all the extra exercises that I'm doing for patellofemoral pain syndrome, they're obviously targeting muscles around the knee, but also I'm trying to loosen up the IT band and the sartorius muscle, or at least the ligament attachment point, and the ischial tubosity. As I said, there are 3 sites that cause me a lot of grief, a lot of pain from time to time. And I think they're adding to the injury that I've got around the knee. So it's then trying to ensure that the running gait is correct, the whole running form is smooth. Also make sure things slow down when crossing the road. Just to say that tomorrow is a run I'm not looking forward to. And in this particular 5k training program I've got, they do times, I think, all the way down to sub 16, which is well out of my league. But I've used this before to get to sub 22, so I'm just re-engaging with it for 4 weeks, just to find out whether my knee can cope, whether rehab can continue, and whether my body can quickly get back into shape, get back into its former performance. Within this training program, focus is a lot on speed work. So you do find a couple of times a week you're running quicker than race pace, which again is fine, because I think you have to intersperse that into your program. It is important that your body gets used to the feel of it, and then trying to put that together through distance. But looking at it, it's the longer runs which are actually quite short. Let's just bring around. So at the weekend, on the Sunday, you'll be doing 60 minutes maximum, which, for a lot of runners, certainly if you're getting down to sub 22, you've got to be looking at 11k, maybe even 12k, depends on how fast you're going to push it, but it should be long, slow mileage. But I think that for longer runs with slower distances, 12k is probably too short, an hour maybe too short. The only slight criticism of the program, but as you find out, you can actually change the programs to suit your need. Gentlemen. Fellow runners, it is a good day to be alive and get out there and hit the streets or the trail, depending on what your poison is. What do you prefer to train on? It'd be great if you actually put some comments down below. What do you find is the best surface to do the majority of your trail, the majority of your training programs on? You know, a lot of it will depend on the distance you're going for, and also the conditions or the surface that you're going for your PB or your PR on. So they say if you're going for a road marathon, you should conduct at least half your training on the road, and for a trail marathon, obviously at least half on the trails. But I've also read that to ease the stress in the body, you really should be looking at trying to do an awful lot more on the trails than on the roads. The theory being that the trail surfaces are less solid, less impactful than running on concrete. So 5:47 minute kilometres throughout, 28:54. Actually, can start walking. So all in all, it's about right. It's just a very gentle run, very easy pace. Not everything has to be a heck for leather, flat out, lung bursting, leg breaking runs. There's very little benefit for doing that week in, week out, day after day. Now I think you can do it potentially when you're younger. You have that, hopefully potential impact resistance, quicker recovery times, and seemingly a lot more energy. Your experiences of running through injury and rehab from those injuries, it'd be great to know what kind of things you've had to deal with, and how you've dealt with the mental battle of it as well, the sheer frustration, above and beyond the inability to run and the effects that it has on your performance. But how is it that you've dealt with it when you have had to take time off, or you just simply cannot seem to shake that particular injury? It'd be great to know your experiences and share it with others. What kind of strategies you've put in place to help deal with it. I thought lots of chocolate would help, but of course that has the negative impact of extra weight of having to lose. And today we're on day 4 of week 1 of a 5k training program aiming to target sub 22 minutes. So okay, let's get on with the warm-up and then hammer out this routine. I've already done the dynamic warm-up before I've left. So I've done a few stretches, then went into a dynamic routine, so nicely warmed up, I think. The knee itself right now, it just feels a little bit awkward, not painful, probably can't even say it aches, which is a good thing, but it does feel awkward. It's noticeable. It almost feels like it needs to click, and then everything will be back in alignment and everything will be fine. But I know it's not that, because it's not out of alignment. It's just weird. All right, let's get the workout started. Hold on. So as ever, the first of any repetition usually is the easiest. Second, it's all right. By third and onwards, if I've hit it too hard, I'm flagging. Yeah, set out too quick, 4:01 the pace. So 3:24 for that. Pace was, I think it was about 4:16. So 90 seconds recovery. And then on the next one. Oh, it's not good. 3:30. I think it's just over pace that I need. Flip. And the legs just feel dead. 3:30. Bang on target. Okay, one more uphill and then we're done. 3:33. Oh shoot. That's too hard. So a bit of a camera malfunction on that last kilometre. Not sure why it switched around mid-run, but somewhat annoying. But hopefully we can capture my thoughts whilst we're watching a bit more scenic route instead, rather than just staring at the side of the road on that run. Now thanks for joining me on this day for training, which is the 6 by 800 metres, and trying to do the race pace, which would be 4:23 minute kilometres. It looks like I've actually gone over a little bit on some of those stretches, but they are uphill, and actually trying to juggle the camera around from hand to hand meant I couldn't actually keep an eye on the pace. I think actually using the camera as well really is affecting the running form a little bit. At least those are my excuses. It was a bit windy out there, not too sunny, but it was still quite warm and muggy, so it actually made things very, very difficult, and it was already a tiring day. I think I said that at the outset of this day of training. So this is day 4. I do have a rest day tomorrow, but I'm also going to upload this vlog, and then going into the weekend I've got a 5k planned, but I'm going to be doing a YouTube shoot with some face masks over a 1k course, and then do a big comparison, and then on the Sunday should be uploading a virtual run over somewhere hopefully really beautiful. I'm not sure if the sun's going to be out this weekend, just be praying that it will. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog for this week for the 5k sub 22 minute challenge that I've got whilst recovering from patellofemoral pain syndrome. And yeah, be really good if you could comment down below. Yeah, it'd be great to know your thoughts. What are your challenges at the moment? What target times are you going for in the 5k? And what kind of training programs are you using? You know, what are you finding difficult about it? What do you find easy about it? How do you challenge yourself? How do you keep yourself going, especially if you've got injuries? How do you push through to keep yourself focused and hopefully performing well to be able to complete the challenge? So yeah, thanks for joining me. Please subscribe to this channel. It'd be great if you're wanting to see more videos. Then give me a big bell notification so it can be alerted for upcoming videos. But also it'd be great if you could hit that thumbs up notification as well. Be really useful for the channel to get as many likes as possible for each of the videos. But please, what we're really after here is if you can just comment down below, be interactive, you know, sharing your experience, and also requests as well. That'd be great to touch bases with you. So look, thank you for joining me this week, and yeah, have a great weekend. So long, and catch you next time on Aspiring Runners. Take care.